Hello friends, welcome to my Zulu Hut. Nonhle Duma here. Today I am bringing you one of South African staples, maize meal. So maize meal is grounded corn, really dried and grounded. So today I'm making them savory. So it's called Mieliepap. They're called Mieliepap cakes, and these Mieliepap cakes go well with your braai, with your stew, with anything really. You could serve them on their own as well, because the way I did mine today, this is how I would serve them at dinner parties as a starter, you know, when I'm subtly introducing South African dishes to people, so to different palates, and they go down very well. And a lot of people have asked me to bring the recipe to you, so this is why I'm sharing this one with my family. We did have it as our main meal, because when you have 2 or 3 cakes, it's filling enough. And on this occasion, I'm not using bacon the way I would. My secret ingredient is biltong. We were gifted biltong by Finley's, I think it is. I will link the description down below. They are based in Portobello, Edinburgh. So they were lovely. They gifted us the biltong, so we thought we'll buy some more from them and some meat. So this is why we are using biltong today, because biltong can be eaten savory. I know some people just like it as a snack, but you could cook it, you could make it into a main meal instead of a snack, expensive snack for that matter in this country. But so on to the recipe. Now in this pot I have boiling water. It's about a liter of boiling water. If you have the dried stock, this is when you put it. I'm using vegetable because I'm doing the vegan version, vegetarian friendly dish, so it will suit everybody. In there goes my stock. Some salt. And so I'm going to start trickling in the maize meal. I don't want to overwhelm the pot, because I need it to boil first before we mold it into the consistency of like mashed potatoes, but just softer. So at the moment it looks like it's porridge. I'm going to cover it and simmer it for a few minutes, about 10 or so minutes. So the pot is still bubbling and dangerous like at the moment. So we still drizzle a bit more maize meal and mix it. Whichever way you mix it, it could be this way, but we were taught to do it this way. So whilst the pap is cooking, I just swapped the pots to show you what I'm doing now at the moment, waiting for the pap. The pap takes about 20-30 minutes. It depends on which part of South Africa you're from. Different cultures cook it differently. My family cooks it a bit longer, until you get sort of like a crust at the bottom, and usually it starts moving away from the sides going in, and that crust is yummy. You could eat it savory, you could have it on its own. I love it with like dipping it in a sauce of some sort. If you had cooked it with relish, with what we call gravy. So I would eat it with gravy or chakalaka or whatever sauce from the stew that we were serving it with, or you could have it just on its own. It's yummy really. So in here I'm heating up my oil. If I wasn't doing this vegan version, so this is the point where I'd be frying my bacon. Usually if you have a non-stick pan, which I don't, I'd fry the bacon and then use the oil that's released from the bacon to saute your onion. So I'm going to saute like 1 onion here. This is 1.5 because I want to use the other half for something else. So I'm frying my onion. In here I'm going to put a clove, 2 cloves of garlic. Clove or 2. I'm putting 2 for this one because I'm using spinach, so I want the flavor to come through. When I believe the garlic is cooked through, I'm putting in here peppers. I have the bell pepper, the green and the yellow one. You could put red if you had it. So I love the robot color, but I don't have the red because I used the red for my jollof rice yesterday. See how beautiful the color is now. The onions are sauteing nicely, so I'm putting like almost 2 cups of spinach in here. And I'm doing it on a medium to high heat so the spinach doesn't boil for me. And in here goes like sort of a half cup or a few tablespoons of parsley and coriander for flavor. Season this with a bit of salt. Remember not to put too much salt, and because the pap will have some salt as well. And I'll just crush some black pepper. If you wanted, you could put some mushrooms, but we had mushrooms for lunch, so I won't bother. And when this is cooked, I'm going to dip it into the pap. We mix it then. I just want to say also, if you use the aromat, it makes a nice, delicious flavor as well, and coloring. Sometimes I make these cookies to be my starters if I'm hosting dinner parties. So I just make them teensy weensy. I make vegetarian, vegan ones. And I make just the normal. And now we're going to dip them out and mold them into our cakes. So in the pan, I'm just buttering. I have some spinach that jump into it. Now it's time to scoop out our pap. You could fry this like this in a pan like that, in a skillet, and cut it after, just like a cake. I'm using a cookie cutter. Into there. Mind you, have to wait till this is manageable, but I have hungry babies, so I'm just gonna do this because I need to wash this pan again. That's the pan I'm going to use for frying. And don't be sloppy like me, make sure they are equal parts. So just try and make them to be twins or sisters, not cousins like I'm doing. this is my secret ingredient, South African biltong. So instead of the bacon, I'm putting biltong into ours. I'm just gonna mix it in and proceed to make the cakes as I did the other ones. Firstly, gonna fry the vegan ones, and then I'm gonna do these ones after. But I'm still serving them with similar vegan cream cheese and with a bit of chipotle paste, because I don't have harissa, which tastes better for this recipe. So now it's so hard to get some spices that I imported, but we'll get there. Now in the pan, I'm just going to put a bit of olive oil. And I find that if you use a bit of butter, it just helps with the browning. So in goes our cakes. You fry till a bit brown, and then you turn them over. So you've made it to here, to the end. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye.